I just found out that I'm probably using this YouTube channel as a therapy session. But welcome back to my YouTube channel where I review my action figures that are on my shelf. Mainly Marvel Legends action figures. I'll do some articulation, some posing, some head swapping, some comparing, and watch them fall. While trying to figure it out. I still haven't figured it out, whatever it is, but we'll get there. And here she is, Weather Goddess, X-Men leader, my favorite comic book character, and probably the only person that can pull off a head of white hair. This is Marvel Legends' new Storm in her Outback Era outfit, but not her Outback Era hairstyle, which is fine, I guess. I didn't think I'd like it as much, but as soon as I opened it, I realized it was actually beautiful. It is a repaint of an old head, but it's still good, which I haven't unboxed, and I don't plan on doing so, because I'm a big fat nerd, and I love her. Oh, here's a fun fact. The white costume Storm is my only unopened Storm Marvel Legends figure. And I think she's the first one I got. Until we figure it out, enjoy my theme song. Still waiting for a record deal. Let's figure it out, everyone.
From Gotham Knights to X-Men fights, I'm London Legends left and right. Tatum's here, so join the crowd. It's time to figure it out.
What is it? What are we trying to figure out? What? We finally get the Outback Era look. I love it because it pays homage to one of the most iconic Toy Biz figures ever, with the lightning bolt across the chest. I'm gonna feature a little photo on the right. During this period, Storm lost her powers, the team lost their public identity, everything they thought defined them was gone, and they were forced to figure things out all over again, which feels very on brand for this channel, honestly. Going into articulation, you can see she comes with this new peg, which I think is better than the previous ones because they don't break as much, but they do stay in the heads when I do head swaps, which you will see later in the video. As a figure, this Storm moves beautifully. Modern Marvel Legends articulation does a lot of the heavy lifting here. The paint apps are very clean, the lightning bolt really pops, and the darker suit gives her a much more grounded, rebellious look compared to her classic white costume. As you can see, she's very flexible. And then we have this cape, which is something you can take off without destroying the figure, thank God. But not that crazy about it. I mean, it looks nice, but when you touch it, the material is just, yeah. As far as accessories, we get 3 pairs of hands along with this shaded cape. But yeah, this is one of the hands that we get with the lightning bolt effects, going from translucent to blue translucent. I'm happy we got that instead of this. This is what we got with the Mohawk Storm, the 80s punk rock Storm. And this one we got, I think, with the 275 X-Men, maybe? But I put it on the X-Men 97 Storm with the yellow lightning effects, see? I do like that one, and I might switch it up. But then she won't have the gloves on. Oh well. Anyways, as you can see, her hair is white, not a lot of wash, and I'm gonna compare it to the other black costume Storm, her 90s attire. The makeup is different, thank God, because the previous one was horrible. But as you can see, the hair is a bit brighter and whiter, not as grayish as the previous one. Now, before we slip into something a bit more comfortable, which is my favorite part of this video, the head swapping, we're going to do a little bit of comparing with some previous Storm Marvel Legends figures. And Mafex. Don't forget that. But yes, I do have most of the Storm Marvel Legends figures. I think I didn't compare her with the Bloodstorm one and a couple of other ones on my shelves because I was too lazy to take the original classic look Storm off my shelf because that shelf would have fallen apart. This is the X-Men 97 one, which is pretty much the same figure, so you'll live. But yes, here we have the Mafex Storm. I apologize for the blurriness. I'm still getting a hang of this, trying to figure it out, as it were. But yes, before we go into head swapping, This is what I mentioned before, just be careful with the peg. We're gonna start this with one of my favorite figures of Storm. It's the X-Men animated series one with cell shading, which is horrible, but the head sculpt on this is beautiful, and I love the hair because it reminds me of the Storm I fell in love with, the animated series one. I also thought the hair would be kind of late 80s, early 90s, and would fit in well with this look. It's not quite the long mohawk, but this is what I can do for now. This is another look that we have, the short-haired Storm, from the X-Men blue and gold uniform with the short hair. This was also a look that she rocked at one point during the Outback era, and I think it's a fabulous, fabulous hairstyle and fabulous head. I do have an extra one that I got of AliExpress, just so I can try this on, and I think it's a winner. But I'll let you know which my favorite ones are at the end. This is the Mohawk Storm, which is also a look that she rocked at the end of the, well, not the 80s, but before the Outback era. This look is really cool, too. I was never a fan of this particular face expression, because she's a bit too smug, but I guess it goes well with this Mohawk look, which I do appreciate. The next look we have is this KO figure that I have. I got her off AliExpress, and she was, I got her for a good price because she's extremely expensive on the aftermarket. But I do love this costume, and I thought it was going to last much longer in the comics than it did. The color combinations seem to be the same as the Outback era, so I think it looks very good. It's also a longer mohawk, which is always a plus. Here we have the X-Men 97 mohawk, which is also an alternate version of the 80s mohawk. It's longer in the back, and I do like this face sculpt. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, if you wanted to see what the X-Men 97 Storm would look like with Outback era costume, here you go, babes. Enjoy. The next one we have is the original classic Storm look with the head tiara, the headdress, or however you want to call it. This is specifically from the X-Men 97 version, because as I mentioned before, I couldn't be bothered to take down the original classic look Marvel Legends one from my shelf, but I did have the extra head, and I wanted to show you what it looked like. You can see her on the right now. Looks very nice too. I do like this head sculpt. But I do appreciate that Marvel Legends seems to be giving their characters much more unique looks when it comes to sculpting and heads. You can definitely see, because all the female characters don't look like each other anymore. And of course I had to try a Mafex head on, and if you do have a Mafex figure, you know that the head pegs are different. So obviously I took it out and just put it on the body. If you wanted to see the Mafex head with a darker costume, this is what she looks like. I've never seen anybody try a Mafex head on a Marvel Legends figure, mainly because of the pegs, but this is a special opportunity for you to see what it looks like. But yeah, these are my two favorite head swaps. And one of them is definitely going to be on this body. I still haven't decided which, but you tell me which one you like more. All in all, I think this is a great figure, and if you don't have a Storm in your collection, you definitely need this one. And finally, I'm going to rate this figure. I will. You can't stop me. I'm going to rate this Marvel Legends figure with an 8 out of 10. I think it would have been a 10 for sure if we got at least another head sculpt or some more accessory, and because we didn't get the Outback era hairstyle. I know it seems like too much to ask probably, but it would have been great. Sorry. Still a great figure though. Definitely get it if you're a collector. I wanted to put Storm with some of her Outback era friends. I don't have all of the figures from Outback era or characters, but this is what we're working with, baby. And seeing all these Storms lined up together really hits me. And her, I guess. Every version of her represents a different stage of her journey. Regal leader, rebel, survivor, goddess, teacher. And through it all, she's still my favorite. She's always trying to figure it out. Yeah, just like me. So if you liked my second video and my review, give it a like. It really helps, apparently. Subscribe if you want more Marvel Legends, X-Men history, head swaps, why not? And me continuing to figure this whole thing out in real time. Yeah. Let me know down in the comments, which Storm era should I review next? Because as you can tell, I have a lot of them. Thanks. Let's figure it out together. Love y'all. Bye.